Welcome to the Golf Report podcast. I'm joined by Hannah Coe, the new assistant women's golf coach at the University of New Mexico. Hannah, how are you doing today?
Good. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So in July, you're hired as the new assistant women's golf coach at New Mexico. So what was it like when you were hired in July?
Well, it's awesome, especially because this is a job that I really wanted to be in. Um, so it is great to, just start at University of New Mexico since they're such a great school. I have Jill by my side. I mean, I heard she's great, so I definitely look forward to what the future holds in this team.
Nice. So you said it's a job that you wanted. Did you know always that you wanted to become a college coach? What drew you to become a college coach?
No, it's a funny story. I mean, I wanted to become pro when I first came into college golf. And then things have changed a lot. And then after COVID, and then as you know, Alyssa Wade, she's now the head coach at Long Beach State. So
Yeah.
I've learned a lot from her. So she's the one that made me lead into becoming a college coach. So yeah.
Nice. Um, so you played at Long Beach State. You finished third at the Big West, Conference Championship your senior year. How was your time at Long Beach State? What did you learn from your college coach, Alyssa Waite? And how was it, finishing third in Conference Championship your senior year?
Yeah, I mean, my senior year was great.
Mhm.
I've had such a great team by my side. I've learned a lot from them, and hopefully they learned a lot from me. I believe I was a great leader to them, especially because I've had a rough time the beginning of my college career. So from there, I learned a lot, and I feel like I had to step up and become a great role model to them. And I believe that's what made a great success in my final year of Long Beach State. So it's a great time.
Nice. And I know you played with I interviewed Jasmine and Janae. I know one of them won conference championships. So just how was your team at Long Beach State and getting to play with all your players? What was your college experience like?
Um, Jasmine and Janae, they're
Mhm.
they're different people. I
Yep.
mean, I believe they're animals. And they have started at a late age, at 11. But I mean, I see them thriving, practicing every day, and just seeing them make big successes in their start of their college career is just awesome and crazy. And I feel like I got very lucky in that. And definitely they're the ones that got me into a better person and a better player for sure. And I mean, having Alyssa and Katie by my side, they were a game changer for me.
Nice.
Um, like I said, Alyssa has taught me a lot,
Mhm.
as a person, as a golf player. I mean, ever since she came in, my average score has just changed awesome in a great way.
Mhm.
So, and then hopefully now I am assistant coach at UNM. So hopefully I get to help my players as well the same way that Alyssa did to me.
Nice.
Mhm.
So 2 weeks from today, your team begins and you'll make your coaching debut. Your team's going to play at their home tournament, 2 weeks from today, University of New Mexico championship course. So, what are you looking forward to most, this upcoming season? And, what do you think it'll be to make, your first, coaching debut, in your first tournament, at your home tournament?
So yeah, I'm very excited. I mean, it's 2 weeks from now. It's going by really fast. We just had our two qualifiers Friday and Saturday, and it was my first time actually seeing them play 18 holes. So from there, it's just me learning how the course goes, how the green works, and just the different games for each player. But I am definitely excited. We are prepared. We still have four more qualifiers to go. So I'm looking forward to who will make into the top five in our lineup.
So, your team has a very, international roster, players all the way from, like Spain and Italy and Mexico, France, England and Thailand. So just for you as, assistant coach, what's it like to have a team with so many, players from so many different countries, Spain, Italy, Mexico, France, Thailand, all that. Just what's it like, having a team with players from, so many different countries.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a lot different compared to other
Mhm.
schools. I feel like it's a great start for me as my coaching career, just because I've always been
Yeah.
um, in a team that's in the US, except Christina, that was from Russia at Long Beach State. So it will be very different, but at the
Mhm.
same time, it'll be very exciting. It will definitely be a roller coaster for me, just trying to learn each player. I mean, from what I see and what I've heard so far, I mean, they like me as a coach. They think that I'm doing a great job. I'm giving them positive attitude. Um, they're already learning a lot from me. So I believe I am doing the right things right now, even though it is just the start of our season. But I mean, it's going to be exciting. I mean, Jill and I, we are trying to recruit more Californians and going into UNM. So I believe, oh, I hope me, a Californian going into UNM, I hope that would change a little bit more. But it's going to be great.
So I live here in Connecticut. We have the Yale Golf Course, which is, the number one college golf course in America. But your team's home course is the UNM championship course. It's, on the list of some of the best college golf courses in America. So, in the country. So just tell me a little bit about UNM championship, the course. What's it like for your team to have, their own home course?
Yeah, I mean, I am blessed. Before I even get to the golf course, I mean, we have a locker room, and I think that is just awesome for me to experience as a coach, just because we've never really had that at Long Beach State. So, I mean, I played at UNM Championship once, and it is definitely a tough course. I mean, I
Mhm.
can't tell you all the details yet, just because our home term is coming up soon,
Yeah,
but it is challenging. I mean, it is definitely an old course, but they haven't changed any of the layouts since they opened it, and that just means they're doing the right things, and it is a tough course and everyone just loves to play it.
yeah,
And I'm definitely blessed that I get to practice there, have an office right there at the course, and I get to enjoy a beautiful view of Rio Grande River. So yes, I am definitely blessed.
yeah, definitely UNM championship course. It's, ranked on, some of the top college courses
Yeah,
in the
definitely.
country.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean,
yeah,
the NCAA, they had the NCAA championship over there. I mean, they had
okay.
Tiger Woods winning, a lot of different pros
Hmm.
that have won those tournaments at that golf course. So it is definitely a top golf course that I really admire and enjoy playing.
Nice. And at Long Beach State, did you have a home course or did your team, play or practice at a few different courses around?
So we do play at El Dorado Golf
Okay,
Course. So that's our main golf course. We did play at Virginia Country Club, and our home
okay.
course, well, at that time it was taken back at Old Ranch Country Club in Seal Beach.
Hmm.
So just everywhere near Long Beach is pretty much our home course that we like to play at.
So, in April, your team's gonna have the conference championship in Mission Hills, at Mission Hills Country Club, where they used to have the major championship. It's now in Houston, but just, what do you think it'll be like, in April for your team to, play a conference championship, at a course that hosted a major championship?
Oh, I am very excited just
Hmm.
because I get to go back home as well. And I played Mission Hills a couple of times, so I do know what that course is like. But
Hmm.
I am mainly excited but nervous at the same time just because it is a different conference, Mountain West, and it's a whole new team that I've never really experienced with.
Hmm.
But it because it is in April, it will I will learn a lot at the same time. But no, I am excited to go back home. We'll be going home to California 3 times this entire year, this entire
Yeah.
season. So I'm very excited to see my families and friends, and hopefully they come and support me as my new coaching career.
Nice. Yeah, I see you said three times in California. Your team's February playing in San Diego State's tournament, and then UCLA's tournament, and then conference championships, as we mentioned, at Mission Hills.
Yep.
So you grew up in California, went to Long Beach State and also worked at the Southern California Golf Association. So you you spent most of your life in California, and now you live in New Mexico. Is that correct?
Yes.
So yeah, what's the difference? You grew up in California and now you live in New Mexico. What are some differences? And just how is your short time now at New Mexico? How has it been so far?
Oh, California and New Mexico are very different. It's very desert, it's very wide open. Most of New Mexico, I'd say it's all reservation.
Okay,
Um, it's not much city-like. Albuquerque is the most city-like than anywhere else, I'd say.
okay,
Um, Whereas California, it's always traffic, it's very crowded,
hmm
but that is what I'm used to. So, coming here with no traffic and then not having to deal with 100-degree weathers, it's great. I'm really liking it here. I am missing a little bit more of my culture food,
okay.
but I that's what I have to get used to. This is what the change is, but this is what I really wanted to do, a coaching job. So, and it's gonna be a great time, definitely.
So in your short time, you've been there since July, at New Mexico. What have you learned so far? And, do you have any goals with coaching? Like, do you want to become a head coach someday, or are you just trying to, learn as much as you can right now and just, get a good start, in your first year as assistant coach?
Yeah, luckily I have Jill Trujillo. Everyone calls her the queen of college coaching. So I say I'm definitely lucky and blessed to have her beside me. Um, she's a great coach to have beside. I learned a lot from her already. My first day at this job was recruiting at the
Okay,
US Girls. Yeah. So it was it was very different. I was very nervous, but she did help me step by step, a lot of training. And I say, here I am. We just had they just, our girls just went back to school last week, and we just had our
okay.
first practice last week as well. So, I'm just trying to get used to the environment,
hmm
and I don't want to change their normal schedule or any of that. So it's just me adapting to the new stuff.
hmm
But so far, I'm very happy to be here.
Nice. And you said, your first recruiting was at the U.S. Girls, which was
Yes.
in California, so that's probably good. Your first recruiting, trip was in California,
Yep.
in your home state, so that was good.
hmm
How has it been getting started, coaching? You said you had your first practice, how's that been going? Just how has it been getting started, with your season so far?
It's been really good.
hmm
I've been giving them drills to do, especially because we just had two qualifiers, so I get to see what their strengths are and what are the stuff that they need to work on.
hmm
So hopefully those have been working for them, and we'll be having our next qualifier this Friday, excuse me. We'll be having it this Friday, so hopefully there is a change in their game. But overall, it's just them getting back to it, grinding, getting their yardages back, their swings back, and such. So we're being lenient about it.
Yeah, it's probably interesting, for a college coach because golf's so individual. Like you might have some players who, are working on, their swing or their, driver, and some people, other players who are working on, short game like chipping and putting. So, you know,
Definitely.
uh,
I like you
different.
said, we have a lot of international
Yeah.
students. So a lot of them went back home and they played a lot of tournaments
hmm
at their home countries. So obviously the greens are very different. A lot of them say that the greens at their home country is very slow. And at UNM Champ, so we just had a pump issue over there. So it is a little bit, it got some work to do, but thankfully the green has survived. but it is a little bit slow right now. But they say it's a little bit fast, but we hope better before a home tournament.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm just reading you know, the UNM championship course, it's a very long course. It said it was the first course in America to break, the 7,000. It was first course to be over 7,000 yards. So, uh,
Oh.
it definitely is and it's one of the top 25 public courses in the country. So,
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Yeah.
definitely a very long course and all that.
Yeah.
So Hannah, you played college golf at Long Beach State, and now you're an assistant coach. How can you use, how do you use your college golf experience to, as be a coach and help out your players at UNM?
I say I've started that already. I mean, a
Mhm.
lot of drills that I've been giving them has been used in the past at Long Beach State. And I mean, I, when I was working at SCGA, I became TPI certified. So I was able to learn the mechanics of the swing a little bit more. And so from there, I used what Alyssa has helped with me in the technique of the swing, and now I'm just transitioning it over to my girls. And every time I give them a good fix and they hit it well, it makes me very proud, and that makes me realize that I am in the job that I really want to do, and I'm just excited for what's to come in the future for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mentioned, you were an instructor with the Southern California Golf Association and you're TPI certified. So tell me what it means to be TPI certified and tell me about being a golf instructor at, the SCGA for the past 2 years. And just how being an instructor, how was that for you?
Yeah, so I did start that job while I was in my fifth year at Long Beach State. I
Okay.
was just a part-time golf coach, and then once I finished graduating, I was still doing my master's program in sports management.
Mhm,
So that's when I became a golf instructor for SCGA Junior.
mhm,
And so we have 5 counties. So we have Orange County, Riverside, Southeast LA, Southwest LA, and San Fernando Valley. So for each of our communities, it is good to be TPI certified just so we can give individual lessons to the juniors.
okay.
So that's how I got into TPI certified. And then um, yeah, I mean, I just started off there just because I wanted to know more of the mechanics of the swing before going into course management. Just because, college players, they're a lot more advanced. So um, it's just the little things and the mechanics I want to learn more. So
Mhm,
that's how I got into SCGA. But I did have a lot of opportunities there. I mean, I forgot what year it was, but at the USAM golf clinic right before their practice round. I got to be one of their panels, so I got to be a good mentor for some of my students, and I mean, it was a great time. So,
mhm.
yeah.
You were an instructor. Did you know that you wanted to be an instructor, or did you know that you just wanted to work, in golf? And you mentioned you were a fifth year, at Long Beach State. So, did you always want to get your master's and be a fifth year, or were you not sure that you wanted to get your master's, when you started college, as a freshman?
So before COVID, I was a
Mhm.
kinesiology major, but it was
Okay.
hard to balance it with golf and academics.
Yep.
So, and at that time, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do since I didn't want to
Okay.
go pro. So I was leaning towards on working next to my dad as a dental technician.
Okay.
So it's just minoring in marketing and majoring in business. So it was a little bit different. And then once COVID hit, that's when I wanted to do my fifth year while Alyssa was here. And then thankfully, um, had the chance to do my master's program in sports management since they don't have a bachelor for
Okay.
sports management at Long Beach State. So I'd say it got me lucky that COVID
Mhm.
happened, I suppose. Because if it wasn't for that, then I wouldn't have done my fifth year nor my master's degree.
Yeah, it seems to all have worked out. Fifth year. Was your fifth year the year when you finished third at conference championship, or was that your senior year?
That was my fifth year.
Oh, so it all worked out. You got your master's and you got a third place at conference championship.
Yeah.
It worked out. So I'm interested to know you grew up in Fullerton, California. Obviously, California has, great weather and great golf courses. How was it growing up in California? Like, how did you get started playing golf? Like, what age did you begin playing? And just tell me about some tournaments, you grew up in, playing in, as a junior or in high school.
Yeah, so I was born and raised in Orange County. I did grow up at LA for
Oh, okay.
2, 3 years, and then I decided to come back to Orange County.
Hmm.
But I started playing golf when I was 10. My dad was a big fan of golf.
Hmm.
Till this day, he still plays. He's been playing for 40 plus years. So he was a scratch golfer, and I've always went to go play, or I've always went to go watch him play with his friends every weekend, and it just seemed very fun. It was just a lot of laughters, a lot of money betting, even though I didn't know what that was. But I just love being outdoors and just moving around a lot. I did play a lot of sports. Well, not a lot of sports. I did play some sports before. I played some instruments, but it was just never my thing.
Hmm.
So I'd say, I mean, golf was perfect. It's not a lot of cardio. I mean, it is tough just walking 36 holes, but that's definitely something I wanted to do. And then my first tournament was a year later, at the age of 11. And then I'd say the most memorable for me was just playing at SCPGA, Southern California Professional Golf Association.
Hmm.
I just got to meet a lot of my friends that I still talk to till this day. I mean, a lot of them are going for pro, a lot of them are going the path that I am right now. It's just very different, but just being able to meet a lot of my friends at SCPGA and AJGA is just great. Um, the most memorable for me is playing my first tournament at AJGA, and then I ended up being the champion. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, I say that was the most memorable for me in junior golf. Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of successes, but that was
Yeah.
the most memorable one.
Yeah, winning an HAG is great. Yeah, I grew up in Arizona in Phoenix, and so just getting to play there is great. And I live here in Connecticut, so I'm used to New Mexico, Arizona, California, all that. Playing golf, and, used to that. So you played at Long Beach State, and growing up in California, what drew you to Long Beach State? Why did you want to go to, or why did you end up deciding to go to Long Beach State? Was it to play for Alyssa, or was it, just because you got to stay in California? What drew you to, ultimately, play at Long Beach State?
So at Long Beach, there has been a lot of coaching changes. I did not start with Alyssa.
Okay.
But the funny thing is that I was not thinking about going to Long Beach until I was playing the US Floorball the championship, and I was playing a practice round, and then coincidentally I ended up playing with the assistant coach. At that time, it was Courtney Maxitopoulos, and she
Okay.
was a coach at Long Beach State. So she's the one that sort of recruited me on the spot. And then they told me that I was able to get a full ride there. So I mean, it's close to home. I love the beach. So I say it was a great choice for me, especially because at that time, my freshman year, I did know a lot of my friends from junior golf. So I say they were the one that helped me a lot as well.
Nice. Then, this year, what are you looking forward to most? Getting started this year, and what are you looking forward to most? Just being able to coach, at New Mexico.
It's definitely knowing the team a little bit more. knowing the environment. They are very goofy. So there is a lot of laughter. So I am very blessed for that. I'm very excited. But I'm mainly excited for our home tournament right now, just because it will be my first coaching tournament. So, but we do have another big tournament in October during the Balloon Fiest. It's the Nota Begay at Twin Warriors.
Okay.
So we'll be on Golf Channel. So we'll be playing with New Mexico, New Mexico State, Texas, and Stanford.
Okay.
So, I mean,
Mhm.
it's great just because Twin Warriors, I have never played, but I heard it's a very great course. And just being able to present that to the world that New Mexico has a lot of great courses and to show that, I mean, we have a great team and we had the Balloon Fiesta going at the same time, so have a great view. So I am very excited for that. And then of course I'm excited for the Mountain West Championship and hopefully win, hopefully win it for my first coaching career.